Hey there, I'm John Armstrong. I'm going to walk through the solution I came up with to simplify the logic and basically the decisions that need to be made in order to determine what document needs to be sent out based on a couple criteria points. So just going to walk through this here. Kind of the root of it is um, I don't know the exact, what exactly the terminology would be, but in my head, I'm calling it a joint object. So essentially, with this joint object, I gave it a super simple name. I'm going to define my two criteria points. So let's say I want firm 3 and tort 3. So in this situation, I'm going to define which DocGen package I want to use to generate that document. Um, so I'm going to save that, and essentially the idea would be you would set up the various combinations of the firms and the torts paired with whatever package, DocGen package you would want it to run. There could be situations where you might have basically multiple of the same, the same tort but different law firms, or one law firm with multiple torts, things like that. Um, this could potentially be adjusted to be like multi-select fields or something along those lines as well. But decided just to keep it as simple as possible. I think with kind of the thoughts behind it, being able to take the idea of it, the concept of it, and expand from there should be possible. So I'll create this. This is the kind of the definition of how that logic is going to run. So now that I know firm 3 and tort 3 equals that specific package, I'm going to come over to my main record here. And again, kept it super simple. This could be really any sort of record that you need to run the DocGen package from. I, in my case, created a new object with a handful of fields here, just to really simplify it. So let's see, law firm 3, tort 3, some other fields on here. So the DocGen package field and the delivery option field. I'm an admin in this org, so these are editable for me right now. But these are actually in reality set to be read only. And then the final thing we'll choose is just a contact. So again, the idea being this is an object that you're using that you want to run these DocGen packages from to create these documents. Give it a quick name. I don't know. And then I'm going to leave delivery option and the DocGen package blank. So I'll click that save button. As soon as that record is created, it pulled in the IDs for the delivery option and that DocGen package. You could definitely have these fields hidden as well. I'm just having them showing just for the sake of the demo as well. So what's actually happened there is I've got a flow that's running behind the scenes. It is pretty straightforward. Essentially, it's doing a couple of lookups. What do we got here? It's doing a couple lookups into that joint object that I set up. So it's going to find the DocGen package where the law firm equals the law firm selected and the tort equals the tort selected. It's going to pull in that first record and save all those fields. Likewise, it's going to look up the delivery option, so what happens with the document after it's been generated, where the package equals DocGen package field on the delivery option object equals the actual DocGen package that we're finding in that previous step there. And when the record type ID equals the type of delivery option that you want. In this case, this is the record type ID for an assure sign record type. Yours is, of course, going to be different. You'll be able to just find that record ID by going into the setup and finding that record ID, clicking into it, and pulling it from the URL. And then finally, after it does those two lookups, it's simply just going to edit that record that was saved and created and fill in those two values with those two IDs. Now, last kind of piece of this is the button here. Let me get back to this. So the button is, again, pretty simple to set up here. So I'll just show you this real quick, and then I'll talk about how it was set up. So a button is just a detail page button, content source URL, just with all of these different parameters. Basically, what record ID is it, some of the display options, the DocGen package to use. This is going to be that field that is getting populated by the flow. The deploy equals, that is the delivery option, again, the field populated by the flow. And then the contact ID is the contact that is chosen on that particular record. Again, this could be totally different for you and your situation, but the important part is the DDP ID and deploy ID as well. So that button is on the page here. And again, let me show you how I set that up. So in the Nintex DocGen admin page, or object, we actually have a button wizard here. And again, we try to make it as easy as possible for everything, so you don't have to fiddle around with code and formula too much. So basically, choosing the object that I'm using, choosing the field that is the contact. I can set different other parameters too if I wanted to. So if I wanted to go back to a particular page or something. In my case, I have all of these checked here, so hiding everything. Again, making it as simple as possible for whoever is interacting with this. I had auto run checked. Attach back will be checked as well. And then the last piece is going to be the package IDs, which I just basically put a placeholder, and the delivery option ID. And again, put that placeholder. I click that create button option, and that takes you into the setup page to create the new button based on the object that you selected, and all that's left to do is to drop those merge fields in for the DDP ID and the deployment ID, or the delivery option ID. All right, so the setup out of the way there, I'm going to go ahead and click this button. It's going to take me temporarily through here, so it's saying, hey, your request is being processed. I click OK. Takes me back to that record, and in just a short few seconds here, that package will be created. So in whatever that was, 10 seconds or less, the document was generated and sent out through AssureSign for that signature. Now I can see the document that was generated. Have it set to attach back, and I did just receive the email from AssureSign, so I'll click that begin signing. Walk through this. This is a standard AssureSign experience. Click that finish button. We'll go through and make this all official, lock everything down, and from there, again, just a short few seconds later, we have that signed document that's been attached back. I'm a little bit too fast for it, it looks like, but come back here into the actual object, and we can see generated document from before with that signature. And important to note, the signature does not have the border, doesn't have any of those other metadata points stamped in there, so it's just a nice clean signature. All right, yeah, so that's about it. I appreciate you watching, taking the time, 10 minutes or so out of your day. Happy to answer any questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out.